the Quran. Quran said that the Bible is called Injeel. Why it's called Injeel? Injeel is the Greek word come from the word good news. Good news, that means that God has good news telling a human being. God has a good news coming to tell us that we can reconcile with the Creator. So the good news saying that God has come down to reconcile human being to Him. You know why is a reconciliation needed for God to settle the issue? Because God created human being, Adam and Eve, and we have the same story. God created human being, created Adam and Eve to tell them that you can govern the universe with His help. Together with Him, you obey me, I will give you instruction, you govern the universe, you will be good from now on. But however, Adam and Eve rebelled against God. He said to God that you do yourself, I do myself, I don't need you, I govern myself. That is the decision they made to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So God said that you should not eat, but then they took it. They took the fruit and eat it. Then they said, I can govern myself. There's a decision from themselves that I trust myself, I don't trust what you're saying. I trust myself, so I want to do it myself. So God said, you have sinned, so they will kick out from the garden. And from then on, all the descendants like us, all are following His lifestyle, following His attitude, so we are all sinful. So the Bible says that for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So the wages of sin is death. That means when the death is not just physical disappearance, not just a soul disappearance. The death means separation, spiritual separation. That means the moment that Adam and Eve fall into sin, God has already separated from them. That's the moment of spiritual death. From then on, all the descendants like us, we are all spiritually dead. Then we don't have the capability to please God, to come back to God. That's why God knows that if we continue in that pathway, we'll go to hell. Because that's what we deserve. When we rebel against God, we go to hell. Today, like whether you acknowledge we are sinful or not, you can tell from our experience. Easy for us to sin than to do good. Right? Two choices. Because our nature is sinful. That's why we do sin easier. But we do good, it's not that easy. We have to do double effort.
You have to do effort.
Do double effort, That's why it tells us that sinfulness is a matter of fact for us in our experience. So it is not, at the same time, it's not logical also to pay the sin with the good deeds. You know why? Because the bad is a bad deeds, good deeds is separate. They don't come together.
So that's why the Islam, the Islam teach you how to discipline yourself. So trying, to control your desires, to control, the negative emotion. When you're angry, when you trying to think about to do that thing. You remember that God is, above you. You're watching. So you said, A'udhu billah minash shaitanir rajim, and you're trying to calm yourself down. And that's why they make this Ramadan. We fasting, Muslim fasting for 30 days. To make it to make you control yourself.
Those are the good things. Those are the good things. To discipline ourselves, to refrain doing bad things are good things. These are the good things, recommendable. I will encourage you to continue to do that. But according to the Bible, saying that the good things are supposed to do, those are the things that God intended us when we are created. When you and I created, we are supposed to do those things. But somehow we didn't do it. We do the negative things. That's why we have negative credit in our credit card. Negative. So when we come back to positive thing, we are just coming to zero. 0 minus 2, minus 5, we still minus 5.
Minus.
So we do the good deeds, so we all do the discipline ourselves, or refraining from gluttony, or refraining the lasso. We all come back to the normal life. 0. It's supposed to be. That is the life that intended to be. So nothing possible, nothing positive for us to cover the negative things. So God said that all the good deeds to Him is filthy rags. It's the rubbish. Because all these good deeds cannot redeem the negative things. So the negative things or the negative deeds is still there. So we cannot redeem ourselves using positive things. We're so positive. But God said that this is neutral. It's not positive, it's just neutral. So our negative things will still be there because otherwise He said a lot of people who are religious are hypocrites. A lot of hypocrites people religiously. A lot of people trying to do good deeds. They want to show people how religious they are, and behind the scene they will do something else. Because this is the normal thing for human. Because we are human, sinful. We are all sinful. That's why you can see a lot of these things coming out in the religious circle. Whether Christian or Islam, you can all these things coming out.
That's the point when they show the difference between the Christians and Islam. When I tell you before that it doesn't make sense why does Jesus, according to them, when they say Jesus sacrificed Himself to save the and forgive, why if if we if we said that it was true, okay, let's we can say
If the Bible says it.
yeah. And if if it was that true, why we trying to discipline ourselves? We can I can do sins and go to church.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
I,
it.
I will agree. Don't have an excuse. Don't
Yeah.
use it as an excuse to commit sin. That's true. You're saying it's true. So I agree on you on that point. You know why Jesus need to die on behalf of sin? Because God wants to reconcile human being with Him together.
Yeah.
But God cannot reconcile human being because of sinfulness. Because God is holy, man is full of sin. He cannot come together. That's why the sin need to be dealt with. So the human being cannot erase their own sin. So they carry the sin with themselves. At the end, they'll go to hell. So God so loved the world that He helped us to settle the sin. That's why He said that the wages of sin is death. Death is the only way to pay for sin. That's why God Himself come down, take up human form, a human body, and then die on behalf of human sin. And then from then on, it's a way opening. It's an opportunity open for human being to say, God is telling people that now you can have a way coming back to me, reconcile with me, coming back to the original prior to the creation of sin of Adam and Eve. So prior to that, so you can come back like living harmony with God, like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eve. So you can reconcile with God through Jesus only, not through yourself. Yourself you cannot do it because you are not able to settle your sin. So I open the way for you. That's why Jesus come into the picture of crucifixion. So He crucified on behalf of human sinfulness. You said why He need to do that? Because of His love. He want to open a way to human being to get back to Him. So through Jesus, we can get back to God now. God can live in human being because the sin is forgiven through Jesus, not ourselves. Through Jesus, our sins forgiven, and then we are not worthy. And then we come back to God, say that God help me. So and then God will come into us, live in us, empower us to live the good life. To live out the good life, and it will be peaceful, joyful, meaning, and contentment. That's seldom we can see from all the so-called Christians. We can see a lot of people are not having it. But those who have experienced it will have that kind of supernatural life. I experienced it, that's why I'm sharing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm experiencing that kind of happy, joyful, meaningful, and contentment in life. So from the moment I accepted Jesus into my heart, and I saw drastically changing my life. I'm still changing right now, even though now about 40, 50 years, but I'm still changing. I find it very meaningful, joyful, happy. That's why I want everybody, including you, to enjoy the kind of life that God has provided for us.